Hey, my babies, how's everybody doing today? Oh, I'm showing off my new girlfriend. So what you think of my new girlfriend? That's Shaq C right there.
She looks
So
good.
what do you think? It's cute, ain't it? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
I call this my early Whitney look.
Oh,
You know,
early
before she got
Whitney.
married.
Oh yeah, I remember.
She was, that's when she was doing her thing. And speaking of doing her thing, we're doing our thing. And I have to say, this is just me. I do this because I love this. You do this because you love this. You never know who else is loving you. You don't know who's watching. I've been getting phone calls and emails from people. Mother Love, funny, you back? We can get in touch with you. I ain't went any place. I've been right here in Cali since 1989. Can't say that you've been looking for me because all you got to do is go to the internet, Google.
Google Smoogle. That's what
Google.
Williams used to say.
Prime Black said he said, Mother Love, you Googleable. I said, that don't even sound like a word, but when you say it and I understand it, I am Googleable. You are Googleable. Oh, we gotta not forget t-shirts on the day. And I forgot what I was saying. So anyway, we do this because we love this. And like I said, I don't remember what I said. And people have and
you said people were starting to reveal like, oh, where you been?
Right, where you been? I'm like, I had the same email address. You could Google me. You can call me. Everybody named Mama got a telephone number. My husband does pay the phone bill. That's why we got him here. They pay the phone bill. So you can't give me that okie doke. Oh, that's a nice light on you. You don't give me that okie doke stuff. And so I was like, mm-hmm. So now they're like, I saw you on YouTube. I saw you on Shaq C's YouTube channel. I said, that's very nice.
Oh, really?
And what I'm saying that they look forward to this on Saturday. And last week I was feeling kind of beat down. I tell you straight up. I was feeling kind of beat down. And you guys just really y'all just put me in a prayer circle and put your arms around me and just said, oh no, you don't get to do this. You don't even get to think that you let everybody down. No, anything else. And this one young guy, he said that he knew who I was from the music, that from the theme music, like you. Yeah. And he told me, he said, when I was a little boy, and I had to remember, a little boy, I wasn't on a TV, I had been on 26 years. And the way that he and his mother were talking about the show, they were like, it was like I hadn't even left. And I just want to thank you all, each and every one of y'all that reached out to Mother.
All right, don't start, Miss Waterhead. We need to start the show.
Because I get overwhelmed, and I can't do it, I get so full to have to come out. And I thought I had it all out, and then I found out I didn't have it all out, and I found out I probably won't never get it all out because that was what God poured into me, and I have intimate love and intimate joy, infinite love and joy. So that's why we get to do this on Saturday. This our turn with reminiscing with Forgive or Forget with the crazy talk show host that everybody got. Ladies and gentlemen, Mother Love. Okay, what we got? That was a good introduction. Shut up, Mother Love.
Yeah, it was. We got a good one today. I got a mix of stuff for you. So these are 3 stories, but they're from 2 different episodes. So
okay.
I'm gonna be mixing and matching. The first story is called Birthday Party Gone. Wait, what is it? Yeah, Birthday Party Turned Ugly.
I've been to those before. Mm-hmm. Was it among relatives?
If I'm not mistaken.
Okay. As soon as they start getting liquorized.
A while.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
I'm just guessing. But
okay, so when you watching them, you don't. What are you thinking when you watching these shows?
I'm thinking.
I don't know why your screen keeps freezing.
Oh, can you see me?
Yeah, but you're pixelated. Now we don't. Okay, now you're in the little. Okay, here we go. I don't have sound.
Can you see me now?
I can hear you fine.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I was just saying. You asked me what I was thinking. I'm like, these are so relevant. Like if these were new today, I'd be like, wow. Like it wouldn't feel like it was 1998, 1999. It would feel like, oh, well, this stuff is happening right now.
2024.
Yeah. 26 years. It's crazy.
26. I think you just like saying that. You just want me to know
No,
I'm a
no.
well-seasoned citizen.
Well, I'm just letting you know that somebody who's 26 years old probably was born watching your show. That's
What he
how.
was telling me. I think he said he was like 27 or 28 now. He said he was a little boy, and his mother would prop him up in front of the TV, and he would go up to the TV and just kiss. Soon my face came on, he just kissed me on the screen. And when she sent me the clip, I remember exactly the baby, and the note that she sent me. She said, "I don't know what it is about what it is that he loves you." She said his first words were "mother love."
No.
I'm like, now you pointed on, you putting way too much on that boy, and said the first word out of his mouth. She said the first word out of his mouth that I could understand, because everything else was like, yeah, Papa said, shut up. And he said, came on TV, he said, mother love. And she was floored. And I was just so honored that they even thought of me to remember that. That's, I mean, and I don't know who I'm gonna meet. Yeah, I told you me and my husband dated in the Costco and at the Walmart. Those are our dates. That's what we do. That's the only time I'm really able to go out. But anyway, what do we have for today for this first mix and match of stories from yesteryear with Mother Love?
All right, yeah, here we go. So this is birthday party turn ugly.
I forgive you, or edit. Welcome to and now forgive their love.
Let's hear why first. And disrespect me and attack me in front of all those guests and children that I had at my daughter's for a little scratch. I told you over the phone that Johnny was okay. There was nothing to worry about. You came and you blew it all out of proportion. Today I am demanding an apology from you. Come to the door right now and give me the apology that I deserve. Please welcome Charlene Farmer. Hi, Charlene. Hi. Now, your sister Erica is backstage to listen to what you have to say. And later on, we'll find out if she is willing to apologize to you or not. So, Charlene, did you and Erica ever fight before the birthday party? Yeah, we had a couple of run-ins and stuff, but it was nothing as bad as this one. I went to her house for my daughter's birthday and went to pick up some gifts that her and her godmother had for her. Her son asked me could he go home with me, and I told him yeah. So I took him with me. He was with me for 6 days before his mother came. Did you often take him with? Oh no. We used to take alternate weekends. I take her about 6 days, and I was giving my daughter a birthday party. We were on the phone. And little Johnny walked in my kitchen, and I seen a little scratch under his eye, and I was asking him what happened. He said they were playing in the room, and no, he said they were fighting. That's what he said. They were fighting, and do you know who he was fighting or playing with? Him and my son were playing. And how old is little Johnny? 8 years old. Okay. My son is 8 also. Okay. And the little boy they were playing with was 8. They jumped the little boy. And the little boy was scratching, kicking, trying to get them off of him. And in the process, he nicked him under the eye. So I'm on the phone with his mother, and I'm telling her, well, Johnny got a little nick under his eye, but little. It was real small. It wasn't nothing to get excited about. I'm telling her, you know, it's okay. Come on over. I'm cooking the macaroni and cheese, and I got the collard greens and the chicken ready. We all know
I'm hungry now.
The door. So, she come about 30 minutes. She could walk in the door. He ran out to the door to her, and he hugging her. She looks at her face. I should punch him in his face, and she cursing, and the kids scared. They don't even take her on. She cursing. The door open. I just moved in this building like 6 months ago. She cursing. I'm saying, calm down. It's, you know, he ain't have to get stitches or nothing. Calm. Oh no, if it was your son, you. Oh, Peter, go him up and go do this. And wait, saying, the other little boy. Yeah. Wait a minute. Did you tell your sister? Well, look, little Johnny and my son had jumped on that little boy, and the little boy was defending himself. Yes, I did. Oh, okay. They were playing though. And okay, and little boys play. Okay. Look, with little kids, you don't panic till you see blood or bones sticking out or something. Right. So she carrying on, she cursing. I'm telling her, calm down. Why you taking it to this extreme? Oh, you must have not been watching my son then. If this happened, because if it was your son, you wouldn't be reacting like this. I said, no, that ain't even true. You need to stop. So she kept on cursing, so I asked her to leave. So she gonna tell me, well, give me the car fare. While we was on the phone, she had asked me for cab fare to go home. So I told her I'll give it to her because she didn't have it. All right. She arguing and cursing. She still ain't took off her coat. She saying, give me the cab fare. I said, I'm not giving you nothing. You get home the best way you can. After she just cursed me out in front of about 8 women and about 15 children is here. And all the kids are just sitting there looking at her, going ballistic. They telling her, Ari, you got the right to be mad, but don't, you blowing it all out. Oh, and then my boyfriend came out. He like, don't argue with your sister. Him too. What, he wants some too? Oh, so what? You know what? Go home. She swung at me. She just came, she just swung at me, and I kind of moved back, but she kind of brushed me. My bang went flying over. So my girlfriend was...
She tagged you one time.
Oh, yeah, she caught me.
That ain't fun.
My girlfriend was standing between us, and she hit her. She got a big bruise on her neck, and it's like 4 women in between the two of us.
Wait a minute, in front of the children.
And mother love, all I had on was a skirt. I had the skirt to come here, I had it up here. Nothing else. I had to go run in my room, throw some shorts on, put some sneakers on. Ready to...
And y'all getting ready to scrap you and your kids. So do you want to have a relationship back with your sister, or do you just want her to apologize to you?
I want her to apologize to me. She owes me an apology. This is not the first time this has happened. And I want her to apologize to me and grow up and be.
Yes, ma'am. Stand up with me. You have a question?
You're fighting with each other. What do you expect your children to be doing but fighting?
Well,
I mean, and that's all we do. Right, we argue, we make up, we argue. My mother passed away 2 years ago, and we was close growing up as kids, but as we got a little older, it's like we kind of drifted apart. But for the kids' sake, I'm trying to, keep us close and together.
Yes, ma'am.
At some point, where was the adults to stop this drama? Because it seemed like it went a little further than it should have in front of the kids.
They are the adults. They are the adults.
But I'm saying it was like 8 more adults, so I mean, at some point, did they enjoy this?
Some of them is just sitting there because they know my sister with her attitude.
I mean, and you, thank you, and you all just like went out.
Yeah.
Well, Charlene, Erica has heard all you've had to say. We need to take a little break. We'll find out if she'll apologize right after this. We'll be right back.
It just don't make any sense to me that you would put that kind of a rift between you and your sister. Your kids are gonna grow up. Your man could leave you anytime, or he could drop dead, and then you got your sister, and you shouldn't fight with them like that. Don't get me wrong. I know that siblings can be really toxic. I know they could be toxic, and you have to be able to, maneuver through those relationships. And I've always been in awe of women that have multiple children, especially if you get a boy and then a girl. Okay, that's it, no more. That's it. Shut the factory down. I'm not gonna do it. And that's their choice. Absolutely. And so when you bring your kids into the world and you want to jump up with your sister, start scrapping about and if she thought it was so dangerous, why didn't she take the boy and take him to the hospital? If she felt, go to the emergency room, go to the what is it's not called the free clinic. What's the new clinic called? Urgent care.
Urgent care, yeah.
If you thought it was that bad, why don't you take that baby to urgent care? And I know, I stand to this day what I said back then, 26 years ago, especially with the kids. Y'all got to work that out. Y'all work out that, y'all figure out how to negotiate. Don't call me unless you see blood, and it better be a lot of blood or your bone coming through. And they got a commercial. I don't remember what it's for. But the mother sitting up on the couch, she reading a book or something. The little kids said, "Mom, I need a Band-Aid." She said, "Well, look at the medicine." He said, "No, it's so and so." She said, "Well, get 2. Like, don't come in here with me with that crazy stuff." And she said, "If it ain't blood and bone, don't call me. Because I'm not getting in the middle of no kid stuff, Because they're going to do what I say to do, and then they're going to have an attitude. Oh, well, get over yourself." Okay, back to the movie, folks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
Here with Charlene Farmer, who is waiting to find out if her sister Erica will apologize to her for trying to beat her up at her daughter's birthday party. She tapped her one time. Charlene, let's find out if Erica will give you an apology. Go take your place. All right, Charlene Farmer, let's open the door. Okay, we tripping over here.
Yeah.
Tell me, come here, stand up with me.
I mean, that's family. Nothing should come in the way of that. You know, it's family. You love each other. You should just let it go. That's why your kids are learning from that example.
I did make the first step, you know?
Well, see, these two over here, I thought I was going to have to pick you up off the floor. And I agree with you. Let's find out about Erica. Erica.
Yes.
Why didn't you come through the door?
Because I don't think I owe Charlene an apology. I think Charlene owes me an apology. She's not being honest of what happened, okay? Charlene wants to call me 3 days after the fact, after my son was kicked in his face. And it was not a little scar under my son's eye. He had a black and blue with a scrape under his eye,
No, he didn't.
and it was swollen.
No, he
Okay?
didn't.
Yes, it was.
No,
It
he
wasn't no
didn't.
little thing for me to be upset about. I was upset, yes, because you should have took the what happened to my son. You should have went to the 8. Your kids could have never came to my house, had face without going of the child. Let me say mine's, okay? If my son's face was not scarred, I wouldn't have had no problem with my son. You yourself told me you didn't care about your own, so why should you have cared about mine? And I told you don't worry about it because mine won't be coming to your house no more since you don't care. No, if you're going to come to the show, come to the show with the truth. Don't come to the show. No, you didn't. I did. You
no,
just
you
exaggerated.
Didn't. Because otherwise, I would not be mad. When it comes to my kids, yes, I will. I would die and go to wherever. You could do whatever you want to me, but don't mess with my children. And that's what I told you the day of your party. I did not come to destroy your daughter's party, because if you would have told me the day that it happened to my son...
If I would have known the day that it happened,
so that
I
means
would have
you wasn't watching him then.
I was at work. You knew I worked every day.
Please, that was the weekend.
I worked.
That was the weekend.
It didn't happen on the weekend. The party was that Saturday. He was with me from that Monday.
So when you came in work, you did not see my son?
No, they were there. I'm saying... The car under there was no big scar.
There was a big
let me ask, let me ask you this, Erica. Like, how big was the scar up under your son's eye?
His scar was from here to here, and it was swollen. And it was black and blue with a scrape underneath it.
Did you take him to the...
So she's willing to tell the truth, then we could get the truth out.
Okay, did you take him...
Let me ask you this. I have a problem with Charlene.
Did you take him to the emergency room?
No, I treated him myself.
So evidently it wasn't that bad. If it was as bad as she said it was, Mother Love, would you have not taken your child to the hospital?
Why didn't you take him?
Because I didn't see him until I was talking to you on the phone that Saturday.
You only called me 20 minutes before I got there.
That's what I'm saying.
And the only reason why you called me is because they told you you know how your sister is, so call her and tell her.
No, me and you was already on the phone when I seen the scar.
Me and you have been talking every day before then.
Me and you was on the phone when I seen the scar.
Wait. Stop. Erica, let me ask you this question, because you seem so angry about this.
You right.
I got a 7-year-old, got battle scars from out there playing around, rough housing, getting kicked and split. I'm asking you as a mother, that little boy, times.
I do
Okay, and then you understand that sometimes, I'm just trying to find out if you understand, where your head is. And you understand, sometimes even when your own sons are tussling with one another, they bruise and bang each other up because for whatever reason they think they're rag dolls or whatever. And sometimes children, they have accidents. What I'm asking was, what happened to your son? Such a big deal that it's enough for you you to cut your throat?
Big deal because Charlene came to the show not telling y'all what happened. Charlene's telling the story she wants to tell. Charlene's not telling y'all that she started it. Charlene's not telling y'all she's the cause of me punching her in her face.
Oh, you didn't punch me in my face.
Yeah, I did.
No, you punched Lynette.
No, I punched you.
No, you're absolutely
lying.
I
tagged your face and choked Lynette.
You need help. You need some psychiatric help.
You need help.
Wait a minute.
Wait, you're a liar.
Okay, well, let me ask you this,
You're
Erica.
a liar.
And you're saying now she started the fight. Did you ask her for car fare before you came over?
Did I ask her for car fare? Sure, I did.
Okay, and then after you came in,
she wanted me over there, so why she couldn't pay for me to go home?
I didn't want you over there. What you call your party? I wanted the kids there.
You wanted me over there.
I wanted the kids there.
You wanted me over there, or else I wouldn't have came, Charlene.
Well, I tell you,
you wouldn't have came to your niece. Told me you didn't care nothing about my child.
You wouldn't have went to your niece's party if your sister hadn't gave you cash.
Not if I'd have known my son's face was scarred up. No, I wouldn't have, because I know me.
Wait a minute, you know what? Wait, stop. You know what? I gotta say this. I have to say this because I am stop. I'm not gonna have that. Because you two are sisters. I don't care what the deal is. When you leave this show, you're gonna still be sisters. Y'all got 8 kids. Wait a minute. Now, you got 5 kids, Erica. And how many do you have?
3.
Y'all got 8 children between y'all. 8. You to set the example, so it's all right if something jump off and you just tell your son what.
So she didn't check her.
You just disrespect him. Yelling
His mother told me she was gonna make my eye just like my son's eye. That's why I try to tag your eye like his.
Well, you should try to succeed.
You know what?
Baby,
you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. Two of you are sisters. To me, I mean, you know, things happen. I trust my sisters with my kids. I wouldn't take them over there if I didn't. And if you don't trust your sister, you know, I think that's like a serious problem. You know, but you cutting off your kids. You cutting off yourself. You cutting off yourself, and you gotta really think about what you.
I've been cut off for years. I've been cut off for years. So it's not like it's just now started.
That's right.
I mean, I just hate it for the kids' sake because my children do love my nieces and nephews.
Okay,
and my children love my sister,
stop.
I can't help that.
Let me ask you this. Let me just ask you this. And then that's gonna be it for me, because this is just really driving me crazy when sisters cannot get along and find a common ground. You got kids that are looking up to you. Didn't I hear you say your mother passed away? Your mother is gone. What do you think, Erica, your mother would think of the two of you arguing like this about your kids in front of your kids? What would she think?
She probably wouldn't like it none at all. But if your child had a scar under his eye, you answer me, how would you feel?
Girl, look, my child's eye been blacked in a fight. My child been knocked down.
But you're not listening to the truth. You don't know what happened.
But I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you.
Is everybody listening? How was the scar on my son's
no,
face?
because this is about you and she. I'm gonna listen to the two of you.
Punching your face again.
Okay, well, see, you know what? That's really a bad attitude to have. That's really a bad attitude.
She's ignorant.
You are.
You know.
Because you're a liar.
Erica.
You's a liar.
You see the mentality of a young black mother with 5 kids. And she
look at the mentality of a fat black one with
you know what?
It's all good.
You know what? Wait a minute. If you got to get that petty with your sister.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
whatever.
You know what? The conversation is over. Thank you for sharing your story with us. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. She wanted to be right.
Yep.
She just wanted to be right. You know, you don't, and then they went through the tit for tat thing. Well, you started it. You said, you sound like, they sounded like a bunch of 11-year-olds. No, I'm not going to even mess that up on 11-year-old. They sound like two very unstable. They have an unstable relationship. And, you know, it's like almost like, well, can I outdo you? Can you outdo me? She got 3 kids. I'm going to have 5 kids. You know, I mean, see, you have to have that. Some of that stuff been festering inside of her for years. I'm talking about Elaine. Is her name Elaine?
Right. Her name is Elaine.
What's her name?
Elaine. One of them.
I think a lot of that has been festering in her for the longest time, and the fact that her sister
Erica. Sorry.
So she doesn't, you know, so there won't be a fight since she said she already stuck her in the eye. Really? I mean. And you're doing this, having this crazy conversation and being violent with your sister. in front of in front of y'all kids. That just don't seem right. Okay, I'm ready for the next one.
All right. Well, the next one is called "Son, Shape Up or Get Out."
One of them couch cruises. Well, mama, why I gotta go? Why I gotta go get a job?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he might be younger than
Wait, maybe he might be what?
that.
He might be what?
He might be a little bit younger. The son.
A little bit younger than what?
Than what you might be thinking.
What? What? That he's 18 or he's over 18 or under 18, whichever one it is.
Under.
Oh, okay,
well, he was under 18 then. All right.
He was under 18. That he like in his middle 40s now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Forgive or Forget. Let's take a look at the monitor at our first guest message.
DJ, you're 13 years old and you're on the road to nowhere. You've been caught stealing from my wallet. You got caught smoking in my house on Christmas Day. You've been suspended 5 times for fighting. One time you were with some kids that got caught shoplifting while I was driving around town for 4 hours looking for you, not knowing where you were at. You got suspended from school for bringing a laxative to school, giving it to other kids. You do not respect me and don't abide by my rules. Had enough. If you do not I have to find somewhere else to live because I had enough.
Well, lunch. Sean DJ is backstage listening to your demands. We'll hear from him a little later. Charlotte, just how bad is he getting? Why is he behaving like this?
Let me tell you, Mother Love has gotten really out of control. He has stolen money from my wallet, and when you ain't got a lot of money, every little penny counts. He gets suspended from school for fighting 5 times. One time for bringing a laxative to school and giving it to kids, and they in turn gave it to teachers. He got caught smoking Christmas night in my house at 2 o'clock in the morning with one of his friends. He doesn't do a thing. He doesn't clean his room. He doesn't take out the trash. I do everything to give this kid everything that he wants, and he totally just doesn't want to do anything that we want him to do.
And what does he say? Because I know you have to talk to him about this.
Yeah, I talk till I'm blue in the face.
And what does he say?
He just tells me, you're not going to do anything. You can't make me go anywhere else.
Ooh. Me?
Yeah.
Oh. And do you have other children, Charlotte?
Yes, I have a 6-year-old little girl.
And how is he with her?
Sometimes he's really good. Other times he hates her and he calls her names like he calls me.
Wait. He's calling you. What kind of names is he calling you?
Oh, he calls me the B word. Tells me that I'm fat. He's told me before that he wished that I was dead.
And then, even in all of his 13-year-old madness, boy, who do you think? Shut up, Mother Love. Shut up. Just calm down. Just calm down. Who does he think will take care of him and tolerate this from him?
I don't know.
Who does he
thinks that my dad will, but my dad won't.
Does he understand that that's your father first? And his concern will be his daughter?
Yeah.
You know, and he's 13. Get it that.
Yeah.
Oh, you know how they get ridiculous and get stuck on stupid after they get the. Well, I want to take the responsibility that comes with that you are just fed up with.
Of having to act like I have to pick up his clothes. If he has dirty clothes, he'll just keep wearing them. They won't get picked up and taken to the laundry unless I take them.
What?
And
let me think. Can I just give you a little Mother Love tidbit of suggestion?
Yeah.
First of all, he not only would he be out there, he would be nasty because I wouldn't wash his clothes. That would be the first thing.
I thought about that.
Well, before today's show, we spoke to DJ about what's been going on with his mom. Here's what he had to say.
My mom makes me think I'm the worst kid in the world Really, I'm just myself. I'm just a kid. She accuses me of stealing money from her when I think that's my money because it comes from my child support. If it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have it. Mom accused me of swearing too much, and I get all my swear words from her. I think she needs to live with the fact that I don't care whether I'm a good kid or a bad kid. The point is that I'm a kid. All kids act like I do. I think that she...
You do not hate your son.
No. In fact, I love him very much. I had him when I was 17, and I was very, very sick when I was pregnant, to the point that I almost died, but I chose not to have an abortion because it was my baby and I loved him, and I do everything I can to give him what he wants.
And what makes him think that when you collect child support from his father, that's his money, since it's how you're taking care of him?
He just thinks that, you know, it came from his dad, so it's his, and then I don't need it to help take care of him.
So where you get money from? You just pulling it out the back of your neck to keep the rent paid and buy food and keep him in clothes that he want to keep strode all over the floor?
Yep.
So now in his room, does he have TV?
Yeah.
Nintendo?
Oh, yeah.
All them little games and
VCR,
everything?
stereo, waterbed.
Waterbed?
I tell you what, I go without a lot of things so that I have things.
You know, as parents, we do to make, say, I'm going to tell you something. Stand the things that we with these children, this new generation, much. Got way too much. Oh.
He didn't meet his real dad again until he was 10, and then he knew his dad for about a year, and his dad left again.
That's got to be kind of tough on a young boy too.
Yeah.
But have you remarried? Is there a man in his life?
My husband has been in his life since he was 6 years old, and that's really the only dad he knows.
And how do they get along?
Sometimes good, sometimes not so good.
Yes. Now, what have you done to try and discipline him?
I have tried taking away his Nintendo, grounding him to the house, no phone, no nothing, and he'll get to the point where he gets so mad and he'll just leave.
And go where?
His friends, hanging out, whatever, he don't care.
You know, and what do you have to say for yourself, son?
Personally, I think my mom needs to give her a fact that I really don't care whether she likes it or not. I'll act the way I want to act.
And do you honestly feel like you have such a funky attitude is a good way, a good end? And if you feel, do you really think that's okay?
Sometimes yes, and sometimes no.
Okay, well, talk to me about the sometimes no when you don't think it's okay to have such a funky negative attitude.
Well, for one, when you're with all your family members, you know, busy doing something, you need to keep your cool or whatnot, but when you're by yourself or with your friends, you need to do what you feel is right, do what you want.
Oh, do what you want? You think you can do what you want? Well, you're only 13 years old. Do you honestly think, think about what I'm getting ready to ask you. Do you honestly think if your mother put her foot down and had the authorities come and remove you from her home because you are so disruptive and destructive in her family that your friends would take you in and their parents would raise you?
A couple of them.
Try.
You know, do you honestly think that somebody would tolerate a problem coming into their house? I don't think that happened. I bet you your friends tell you, DJ, I don't know where you live in.
He is nice sometimes.
Are you afraid for his future? Are you afraid for him?
Yeah, and I want him to do better than what I did, you know, drop out of school, and I want him he has so much potential. He loves to wrestle and play football, and if he tries, I know he can do it, and I'm afraid if he doesn't do something now, he's going to not have a future.
You think you shaking your head, DJ? You think that if you don't try, that the future's going to come to your door and stand there and say, DJ, hey, here's your life?
No, I know I got to try, but I know what I have to do the things I want when I grow older.
What do you have to do, son? What do you think you have to do the things that you want to do?
I have to keep in shape so I can play football. Because I'm planning on getting a scholarship for that.
Okay, and to get a scholarship, you need a scholarship to go where?
I want to go to Michigan to play football.
So you have dreams of going to college. That takes an education. That means that you can't spend it to get to college. You have to get to high school, baby. You have to graduate from high school. Michigan don't take no slackers, baby. Charlotte, turn around and tell your son why you brought him here today.
DJ, I brought you here to tell you that if you don't straighten up and abide by my rules, that you're going to have to find another place to live because I cannot take it anymore.
Whoa. DJ, you've heard your mom tell us that she wants you to obey her rules or find yourself a new address. We'll find it if you'll agree to her demands and walk through that door when we come back. We'll be right back.
See, teenagers make you understand why some species eat their young. See, And for those of us who have made it through our teen years, and we start having kids, and we look back and understand completely when your parents say, "I brought you here, I'll take you out." See, I couldn't even imagine striking my mother, my aunt, no elder. I mean, when I was growing up, and I'm a baby boomer, no a stranger could catch you doing something stupid. And I know your mom, and that's how they had to tell me, because I thought she knew everybody, like in the whole town, in the whole city of Cleveland and beyond. And they would check us. You know, they just not gonna allow us to act any kind of way. And listening to her and watching her, do you think she gave him too much?
Yes, absolutely. I didn't have that much. He's a waterbed, games. Oh my God! Like he was living a high life at 13,
and then he ruined it.
Yeah,
and he ruined it. He didn't understand. You know, when I had to talk to some young people and our son, because he said, "Well, I'm y'all only child. I should have everything." I was like, "You better get a job." And he didn't think he was going to have to get a job in the summertime. So when I think he must have been maybe 15 or 16, you know, but his father did not tolerate. He was, and when people get to know my husband, I call him Quiet Thunder or Silk Lightning, because he gonna leave a bolt, you know, and boys need a man to be around them, even if it's not their biological father. And she said she remarried, and I'm wondering, you know, what's the dynamic between her and between the son and his stepfather? I hate that word, step parent, but you know, they're doing everything for you, you know, and teenagers feel like, you know, they don't even think. You think you just come in the house and flip the light on and the electricity just magically show up, and you could turn on your Nintendo and your TV, or you look in the refrigerator and say something stupid like, "I have nothing here to eat," and you just went to the grocery store. See, no. I remember, and she used the right words. She said she must have knew me in another life, because that's what I told our son. Okay, if you don't want to do what we need you to do, please find yours. Just let us know what your new address is. And he looked at me like, Did she just say what? And that's when he goes and said, "Dad, can you talk to your wife?" See, and I wonder what the dynamic was between this husband and wife and this kid. And he's 13 years old. She don't nip this in the bush. She's gonna be in a truckload of trouble. Okay, let's see how much trouble he gonna get in. See if he gonna come through the door. Okay, I'm ready.
We're talking with Charlotte once. Charlotte has had it with her son's out of control behavior. Then she wants him out of her house. Charlotte will change. All right, Charlotte, once let's open that door.
He was so stupid. We was so stupid. You know, that's mother love right there. That is mother love right there. You know, TV will be putting crap in a splinter when I got finished with it. Yeah, you on TV now, we ain't on TV.
See, that's the kind of move you make when you know that there's hope for your child. I'm sitting back here watching you, son, and I see what's breaking your heart to make you just act like that. You are not a bad kid.
Well, Mom talks to me cussing and smoking.
Tell her.
You know, you cuss a lot around the house too, and that's why I think I got it for. You don't want me to cuss and you don't want me to smoke. Well, maybe you should try to quit smoking and quit cussing in the house.
Tell him what you want from him, Charlotte.
I want you to help around the house and mind the rules, because they're there for your protection and your safety. I don't like having to drive around for hours not knowing where you're at if you got kidnapped or killed. And I want you to help do things and make something of your life.
I plan on it. I plan on making something of my life. Because I'm going to make you proud. You watch.
Okay, wait, DJ, now take back that comment you made, because you did not. You made a comment. A good kid. You do care. Then say a 13-year-old boy transformed, your head clicked and said, maybe I'm not such a bad guy. Maybe I am okay. Maybe my mama really does love me. And what about your baby sister? You know, baby sisters look up to their big brothers.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, because I asked you before about his father, and you said he didn't get to meet his father till he was 10. Mm-hmm. Did you think, son, that might have something to do with it? Because
it's got a lot to do with it.
Like, talk to me about that part, because that's got to be hard.
My dad, he was never there for me, so I don't got the experiences my sister has. She's got a dad at home she can do stuff with. I think if I had a dad ever since I was a kid, I'd probably be home more, because see, I've grown up without a dad, so most of the time I was at my friends when I'm little too, because I didn't have dad, and the only things that I do is to play with my friends. So now I'm with, and I've never been, you know, like that kind of person who sticks with the family or stays with the family most of the time of the day, because I've never had a dad to stay with family with.
But can I tell you this, though?
Yeah, I love my stepdad too.
I was just going to ask, because he's there with you. If something goes on in the middle of the night, I'll bet you if Charlotte said, look, something is wrong with DJ, he would probably pick you up and carry you to the emergency room. These are the big, it takes more, it takes more than a seed to be a father.
I'd do anything for my mom and dad.
And I think they would do anything for you, son. I'm going to tell you about a family. You said you wanted to play football for Michigan, no less. That's an organized team sport. The best place you can learn how to play on a team is to play well inside your own family. Be a team player with your family, son. Oh, Charlotte, you think he woke up? Woke up, DJ? Are you awake now?
With my mom, if I have to abide by rules,
Thank you for sharing your.
I pulled off that ugly outfit, though, didn't I? That was an ugly outfit. Now that I see it on, that was an ugly outfit. Okay. That's probably when they called in the designers to custom make my clothes. Because I was like, I look like a sack of laundry in this. You can't even. And they used to ask me all the time, well, mother-in-law, why you don't look in the mirror before you go on stage? Because that ain't my job. My job is host. It doesn't say hair, makeup, wardrobe, shoes, socks, Spanx. It doesn't say any of that. Well, Spanx weren't out then, I don't think. That's my job. Your job is hair. Your job is makeup. Your job is wardrobe. I was so cool. I shouldn't say I was so cool. I had it so cool. I actually had on staff a lady who was in charge of my jewelry and accessories. And so and people used to always say, is that real? Are those real diamonds? I'm like, yeah, it is. Yeah, they are. Yes, they are. And I'm just glad he had sense enough to wake up even at 13. Just don't stay on stupid, baby. Just don't stay. I hope he didn't stay on stupid. Okay. Mm-hmm. And what is that for our third segment of the Reminisce with Mother Love with Mr. Shaq C in New York City. Okay. I'm using all my energy right here.
I love it. It's great. This story is involves a woman who is apologizing. She cut her friend's wedding dress the day before her wedding.
Okay. I'm already pissed off. Okay.
Yep.
I'm already pissed off. Okay. I'm ready.
Welcome back. Let's meet our next.
I was engaged to a that I thought was no good for her. So the day before her wedding, I took a pair of scissors and cut up her wedding to her.
How did you cut up your friend's wedding?
I cut up her wedding dress because she was dating. Me and Shireen was friends about 2.5 years. She's like a sister to me. And we went to a nightclub, and she met a guy, and I knew he was familiar. I've seen him before. So she was like, child, you had one too many. I was like, no, I've seen him before. So she was dating him for about 2 weeks. I asked a former friend. I was like, you seen him before? She was like, yeah, child, I used to date him.
Oh.
I was like, oh, no. She was like, he's a cheater, a con artist, a liar. He used to abuse her and everything. So this girl being like my sister, of course, I'm going to run back and tell her. So I was like, Shireen, this guy is not for you, baby. You need to get somebody else that's going to treat you the way he's going to treat you. She's like, you need to mind your business. He's doing, what he's supposed to do or whatever. So later on after that, she comes to me talking about, we're going to get married. I was like, 4 or 5 months, we talking marriage. So she was like, you want to be, my bridesmaid. And I was just making a whole bunch of excuses. I was like, it's cold as heck. I ain't wearing no dress. You crazy. I tried,
Okay, yes, you did. Take me up to the day when you decide, did you go in the closet, the car, the box, the trunk, to cut up her wedding dress? I mean, you cut it up.
All right.
You took a piece of something and you cut the...
Okay, it was the day before her wedding. I was thinking, before y'all start.
Oh, because we go there.
All right, I was thinking to try to sabotage, maybe fall out or something, throw up or something. I was trying anything. I did not want her to get married to this guy because she was telling me money's missing, people calling her house and stuff. And she just was in complete denial. And I was like, stop.
Usually the maid of honor, I need you to cut up my wedding dress. What kind of maid of honor were you that you... About how they can help, not how they...
Well, I tried to lead her on. I told her, I buy pantsuit.
Huh? Okay, so now I want to find out about her cutting up this wedding dress.
All right.
Okay, so you go to, where are you?
She makes clothes. She makes her own clothes, but she didn't make this dress. So I know how to cut so she can't stitch back. So I went in the closet. You go to department stores. They give you the big bags that tie at the bottom. So I took the big scissor with the, orange joint, and I opened the closet, took the knot out, lift up the bag, and just started cutting through the satin right across. And I cut up the bustier because you can't have big stitches down satin and embroidered. She can't fix it. So after that, after I cut up the dress, we went to go get something to eat. And after that, she called me hysterical. Girl, some chick called my house talking about, that's my man, you better leave him alone. She was like, I'm so fed up, Michelle, I can't do this no more. So I finally broke down. I was like, girl, I have something to tell you. You know, I destroyed your wedding dress. I cut it up. And she just dropped the phone and did one of those, oh, I can't believe you crazy.
Oh, yeah, I would have been, I would have been there too. Yes, wait a minute. Okay, yes, come on, tell me.
Why couldn't you directly just tell her about the guy before you cut up the dress?
I did, but Shireen is
listening.
Me and Shireen is a lot alike. She is thick-headed. She's not going to listen. She's going to listen to her own instincts before she listens to anything.
Well, she wasn't listening to you. Well, we sat down with Michelle before the show and helped her prepare a special videotape message for her friend Shireen. Let's all take a look at that message as we see Shireen watching it for the first time.
Shireen, I feel I owe you a big apology for ripping up your wedding dress the day before the wedding. I know that my actions cannot be forgotten, but I really wish you can forgive me. The reason why I did that is because the guy was a lying, cheating con artist, and I was doing to hurt you, and I never meant to hurt you. I hope that you forgive.
Oh, Michelle, I know you do regret it, don't you?
That's why I'm here.
All right. And now she's heard your apology, but it's possible that she's still too upset about what you did to forgive you for it. And if she feels that way, she won't be here. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll find out if Shireen is here.
Okay, let's get it from a man's perspective. You expecting to get married on tomorrow, and your bride has her dress in tatters in the bag. I want to know how she even said anything to her girlfriend, because and to me that's a lot of you. First of all, how dare she make a ending statement like that? Well, I thought he was no good. I didn't think she should marry him. She like my
But
sister.
you cut up her dress. Like, what type of mess is this? What?
To me, and this is just me, sound like she might have been jealous because she was getting ready to get married, and maybe she is married, and maybe she wanted to be married. But who are you to say who marries who? Because I felt like I could sabotage her wedding, and that should be enough. And you go, so I mean, having your wedding, I'd have put on a sheet. I'd have got me cut up my, and I'd have put it on, because you don't go and tell. And I know some people say this, you know, and they try to put me in the middle of a bad situation, and I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to lie for you. I'm not going to lie for you, and you want to cheat on your wife. No, I'm not. That's just not going to happen. Well, I thought you was my friend. I said, yeah, friends don't lie for each other like that. Now, if you were single, that's one thing. You could be a hoe if you want to be a hoe when you're single. But you got married, and now you want to still be out here catting around. I'm not doing it. You got to go find somebody else to do it. And he told me, I ain't never speaking to you again. I said, okay, I'm comfortable with that. And I guess they thought I was playing. You don't play with a bus driver. You don't play with a bus driver. I know what it's like to have 6 tons of steel up under me. No. And so, I mean, I'm kind of ticked off at her for even thinking that it was her place to tell her girlfriend anything. You know, I used to tell people, I don't care if you tell me you see my husband running down the street buck naked talking crazy. If he don't tell me, and I know, you got to know who your mate is. I know he would never do anything like that. And so when other people tell you, I think you need to pay attention sometimes. But that was not the right route to go to cut up the woman's wedding dress.
That's just so wrong. Oh my gosh.
That's so petty.
Yeah, and petty.
I mean, if you would take, you were, so this is premeditated pettiness. You done went, opened up her closet, that's one. Took the dress out the back, untied the knot. Yeah, I know what the knot is. Untied the knot, and you just, what, did a spell come over you and say, well, go ahead, do it, cut it up, cut it up, cut it up. What? I just, even to this day, that would be real stupid. Okay, go ahead. Let me see what she said.
Welcome back. We've been talking with Michelle Davis, who says she was so determined to keep her friend Shireen from marrying Mr. Wrong that she went a little crazy. No, she went a lot crazy. Just cut the whole thing up. And though the dress is gone for good, Michelle hopes it's not too late to apologize and repair the damage to their friendship, because that dress will not be pieced back together. Now, Michelle, if Shireen is willing to accept your apology, oh, I am just so out there. You cut up girlfriend's dress.
I had to do something.
Okay, you are
that wasn't it. I had to, you know, if the tables were turned, she would have did worse.
No, you'd have had to pay for that dress. I don't care. It wasn't nothing about that man. But anyway, if she is willing to accept your apology, she's going to be standing on the other side of that door. But be prepared, Michelle. You might have, when you cut that dress up, you might have cut her out of your life and really crushed her. And she might not be there. But I just want you to be ready. You understand? Are you ready to find out?
Yes.
Okay, go take your place in front of the door. All right. Let's hope.
Color me surprised.
Oh my God.
Want to like kiss you, or you want to just like rip your
Wait. Let her say what she wants. Now tell her what you wanted to tell her, Michelle.
I'm sorry I tortured the gown. Could you forgive me?
I mean, I can forgive you, but I can't believe you did that to much.
I'll pay for it.
You're gonna pay me like $650 for the dress.
Hey, I'll make you a new one.
You can't make me a new one. I mean, come on. Why'd you take it out on the dress? You could have done something else. You could have like locked me in my room. I don't care if you could have got my mother, my grandmother in on it. I could have worn that dress to marry somebody else.
Okay. Don't be cutting up the wardrobe.
I mean, I'm angry at you. Don't think I'm not.
You're going to forgive her now? Yeah. This fellow, do you see him anymore? Or
he's out of the picture completely.
So she was right.
So she did right.
She was right. After that, I like hired an investigator, and he's out of my life completely.
No. Okay, so she cut up your wedding dress. So did you get an engagement ring?
Oh yeah.
Where is it?
I sold it.
Did you? My kind of girl. Yes, ma'am. Excuse me.
Was you a little jealous of your friend's wedding, being married, of the dress?
I'm married. No.
Oh, 'cause I don't see nobody trying to just destroy a dress.
I don't have an older sister. You know, she's older than me. She's like my sister.
Yeah, so
you know, and she wouldn't listen to me. We're so much alike. I'm thick-headed. Trust me, I'm thick-headed. She wouldn't listen to me. I told her time and time again, I was thinking of things, and that's the only way that I could see, to do a horrific act was to kill
Wait a minute, but you know what though? If she had really wanted to marry him, so you must have been thinking something she said was right. Because if you really wanted to marry him, Shireen, you would have went there in blue jeans or a nightgown.
Yeah.
See.
Yes. In the first place, even maybe she is telling the truth,
Well, it was the whole circumstance, the way she put it. Has an attitude. No. And she want to hear it, I don't want to hear it, I don't hear it. And I can kind of understand. But
You have forgiven her.
Yeah.
And I kind of understand, you know. But then again, you might not have wanted to wear that dress that you got for somebody
You
with
didn't
somebody.
see the dress.
But she said you
okay?
can sew so you can make a better dress.
Not that dress. Oh, please. Trying to make herself look better.
Yeah, don't underestimate your talent, though, Shireen. I am glad that you said you were sorry.
Yeah.
That was a pretty vicious thing to do.
I want to tell you how much I love you. Thank you so much for doing this. I would still, I'm with the other girl. I would still be pissed about you cutting up my wedding dress. These were amazing. You are amazing. Even with the older technology, I'm still saying, listen, I forget that that's me. I do. Thank you so much, Shaq. It's been a pleasure. Know that we love you. And remember this, no matter how big or tall, short or small, thick or thin, it matters not what skin you're in. Everybody needs some mother love now and then. Peace, babies.